Hey guys, Mel the Train Tutor here again with a bit of a quick tip for you. Okay, this comes off the back of making washes, the tutorial I did yesterday, and I thought I didn't mention this at the time, so I thought I'd mention it now. And it's about using hot water, yeah, when using paints and base coating and that sort of stuff. Okay, now what I've got here is I have 1 cup of normal cold water, yeah, that's cold, and then I have 1 cup of, yeah, that's hot. Yeah, you can see the steam coming off it, can't you? Okay, and then I've got one of our test pieces and I've got some acrylic paint. Now this is burnt umber acrylic paint. And what I want to do is just show you something. Yeah, so let's put a blob on there. Okay, standard brush, just wet it, take the excess off. Yeah, get some acrylic paint. Yeah, a little blob on there. Put it into the cold water first. Yeah, just over the paint and then paint it on. Do you see how it goes down? Yeah, nice and thick. As I drag it out, it starts to sort of overbrush. Yeah, see that? How, let me just quickly bring that up a bit so you can see it. I don't know if it's in focus, but you should be able to see as you drag it down, even though it's been thinned with water, there's still gaps in it. And let me show you something. I'm clean my brush off. Drag the excess water off again. Right, yeah, paint on brush. Yeah, watch it as it goes in. Look how it goes down. See how it's spreading nicer, even though I'm dragging it all the way out. Yeah, now I will need to focus on this. So let me just clean my brush off. Move these to the side so you can see what's going on here. Now, that water's straight out of the kettle. Yeah, that water's just cold water. Right. Let me bring it up and autofocus. Right, look at it, look at it. That's it, focus on it. There we go. Right, if you look at it, the one that was done with with hot water is a far smoother covering. It's even, it's not sitting on the top of the rocks. In fact, this is ridiculous. Let me put that down, yeah, and autofocus into it. And can I bring you closer? I do not know. There's supposedly a zoom function on this. Shall we play? Done. Zoom. That's the zoom we've got. Okay, that'll have to do. Right, if you look and compare the two, yeah, this one's clumping in places, it's gone thick over, yeah, it hasn't run into all the creases, yeah, where I've used hot water, it's thinned the paint down and it's gone into all the creases and it's a nice smooth covering. It isn't sitting on top of the rocks. So what's that all about? Well, quite simply, yeah, the difference between cold water and hot water is the molecules in here are excited. Yeah, they've got energy, they're bouncing around. They're bouncing around so much that some of them are actually managing to escape its solid form and turn into a gas, i.e. steam. Okay, and so when we mix our paint in with our hot water, yeah, what happens is that energy gets transferred onto the paint. That's it, some hot water in it, and it spreads the paint. Yeah, and it's a bit like a wash, but it doesn't flow off things. It's just the heat in the paint is carried. The heat in the water carries the pigment into all the nooks and crannies. And so where this is sort of applicable and where I use this is typically when I'm base coating things like this, because as you can see with normal normal cold water, I'd be scrubbing around, I'd be trying to force it into all the nooks and crannies. Whereas if I just add a bit of hot water to it, yeah, all of a sudden flows everywhere with no worries whatsoever. Okay, now obviously because it flows and it covers a larger surface area, the same amount of paint will give a thinner coat. Yeah, that's just science. Okay, but where to use this is like when you're base coating rocks. Okay, big craggy rocks. Yeah, rather than trying to stab the paint in, use hot water, use the energy in the water to carry it through and to carry the pigment through into the cracks and creases. Yeah, and then just go over with cold water and paint afterwards to hit the top of them. Or alternatively, use it like a wash on the ground. Okay, just use that heat to carry it off the top of the rocks and into all the nooks and crannies to make some natural shading. I'm just wondering, just 1 second, how's that looking? No, never mind. Can't show you that. Sorry, guys. But like I say, and that's what hot water is about. It's simply a way of using the energy in the hot water, yeah, to carry the pigment further and into it, all the cracks and creases. So if you're struggling to get paint into a crack and a crease, use a little bit of hot water, eh? It'll work wonders. Anyway, guys, I've got shed loads to do, so I hope you like the quick tip. Obviously, let me know in the comments, like, share, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and say hello. Yeah, always welcome new subscribers. And in the meantime, more tutorials coming soon, guys. Listen, you have a cracking day, yeah? All the best. Ta-ra.